It's time for another Wildcat All In. I'm Paul Grua, joined today by Liana Woodley, a senior on the Wildcat volleyball team.
Yeah.
I could say a super senior, I guess too, right?
Pretty
this is,
super.
I believe, entering your fifth year here at Weber State.
Yeah.
Time goes fast, doesn't it?
It really does. It does not feel like a fifth year, but I'm so thankful for it.
As you look back, though, how much have you changed since you first walked here at Weber State as a freshman?
In every way, so much. Mentally, physically, emotionally, I think I'm a completely different person. I even look at pictures of myself and I'm like, who is that?
Who is that? Yeah. Well, that's good, though, right?
Yes.
You grow, okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's go back to where you grew up. You come from Winchester, California.
Yep.
What did you do growing up? What did you like to do as a kid?
Not a lot to do in Winchester except go to the mall. So most of my time was spent leaving Winchester and going to the beach. Hung out with friends a lot. Not much else. Lots of school.
Nothing wrong with going to the beach, though. You love the outdoors.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah. Well, you must have been playing volleyball, too. Did you play volleyball your whole life growing up? Did you play other sports?
No, I actually didn't start playing volleyball until I was in 8th grade. I started out actually doing gymnastics when I was in about 5th grade, and if you probably could guess, I got too tall and I ended up landing on my head too much. So it was time to retire that for sure.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, but I was, queen of handball and tetherball growing up, and I loved every other sport. So at lunch in middle school, I definitely played volleyball a lot, and then I decided to join the team that was associated with my middle school, and it all started from there.
You were tall, and so you had to just play volleyball, I guess, right?
Yeah, forced into it.
There you go. Well, how did you end up from there to Ogden, Utah?
That is a very fun, unique journey, to say the least. I had never even heard of Weber State when I was in high school. And obviously going into my senior year in 2020 was a journey, getting cut short because of COVID. I was kind of put in a really weird place with recruiting. And luckily enough, I was able to have one recruiting tournament in Kansas City, Missouri. And that's where I met Jeremiah, and the rest is history.
You didn't even know what Weber State was.
No, I was like, what's Weber?
Yeah.
Exactly.
But you made it. You got here.
Yep.
Did you have a lot of other offers as well? Or?
A couple. I mainly wanted to stay in Southern California just because I had all my families there and my friends and everything. And I never once imagined that I'd be in Utah, but it's the best decision I've ever made.
What do you think of the snow and the cold?
I like it.
Okay.
I will
It's growing
become
on
the
you.
best snowboarder
Good.
around.
I like it. Well, so you start as a freshman, and that was the spring of 21 season, which the Wildcats won the Big Sky and went to the NCAAs that year. And
Yeah.
you were a freshman there and played a little bit. And as your career started growing, though, it kind of sounds like kind of halfway through or a couple years into it, you had some adversity to overcome.
Yes,
Is that safe to say?
definitely.
Tell us about that.
I had always been dealing with injuries since my freshman year. I think every year I've had some injury, head to toe, somewhere. And after my sophomore year, my numbers just weren't good enough for the team and to effectively be an offensive middle blocker. And so following my sophomore season, we have end of the year meetings, and Jeremiah, the head coach, pulls me into his office and he tells me, like, hey, we can't keep you on scholarship if you're going to, perform like this. We kind of need somebody who's going to be more of an offensive threat on our team. And that just completely rocked my whole world.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, what did you feel like when you heard that?
Not great. Lots of emotions. I definitely was crying a lot. Definitely one of the hardest moments of my life. But I decided from that day forward I would try my best to, get a scholarship back and stay on the team, because Weber State ended up being it was so surprising how much I enjoyed this program and how much I loved being here and being in Utah, and how much I loved the community and the culture that we have here. So
you went from that, but you could have just left, obviously, right, and gone somewhere else or tried to play somewhere else, but you wanted to stay here. So you came back without a scholarship and kept fighting on the team? Is that what you did?
I actually was put in the transfer portal, and Jeremiah told me that he's like, we like you. We'll help you find somewhere else to call home. And he told me that the only way I could stay here is if I worked hard and took a scholarship from another middle blocker. And so at that point, I told myself, I'm just going to work my hardest and try my best. And at the end of the day, if it doesn't work out and if I have to go somewhere else, then I'm not going to have any regrets, right? So spring season rolls around, he gives me the opportunity to kind of prove myself and improve my numbers. So at that point, I was getting extra reps in on the court and reaching out to my strength coach, and I did extra reps with him, and I was able to jump higher and hit harder and be faster and bigger and in every way. So that was kind of the turning point for me.
And you got your scholarship back.
Yeah, I did. Still here.
Still
Can't
here.
Get rid of me. One more.
Well, what did you feel like when you accomplished that and overcame that? I mean, again, a very hard thing, but you worked hard at it.
Yeah, it felt extremely rewarding, and I was really relieved, and I felt like, I really belonged in this program. Coming in my freshman season, Jeremiah told me as I was being recruited that Weber State was just a bunch of, misfit girls that nobody else wanted. And in that way, I kind of felt like, like this is a really great sense of community that we have here, and girls that kind of just felt like rejects their whole career. And now we come in and work so hard that we end up earning everything we get. So I have loved how this program has progressed.
You've been a part of some exciting moments too, especially last year. Winning the Big Sky tournament, going to the NCAAs, and you were a big part of that.
Yeah.
Is there a moment that stands out, a favorite memory or game so far?
Oh man, winning the championship last year was one of the best feelings I could imagine. Just because I was able to contribute more to my team physically on the court this past season. It was just such an amazing feeling seeing that winning point. I've watched the clip probably over 1,000 times of just Sane Katoa getting the game-winning block, and it was just the best thing ever.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Well, outside of volleyball, in school, you've done a lot too, and you've excelled there as well. Tell us what you're doing, you have done and are doing now in school.
Yeah, I just got my undergrad this past fall in business administration, and I'm currently doing an MBA.
So what do you think you want to do long term?
Long term, I don't know.
When you're all done.
Maybe volleyball will hold me by the ankles and pull me into the coaching world, or I hope to maybe own a restaurant. I think that'd be super cool. Maybe franchise something in Salt Lake City if I end up staying here.
I like it.
Yeah.
What do you like to do when you're not playing volleyball or going to school? What do you like to do?
Anything outdoor related or music related. I love concerts. My first one was a couple years ago. I saw Zach Bryan, and I've seen maybe a dozen since, and it's been awesome. Love boating, love the water, swimming, hiking, camping. So anything
And
outdoors.
skiing too. Winters, even snow skiing.
Yes,
right?
snow skiing, water skiing.
Everything.
For sure.
Okay. Well, that's exciting. It's a great example of overcoming some adversity and sticking it out. And here we are. We have another season coming up.
Yep.
It's coming soon. We're excited to have it, and
I know.
can't wait. So thanks for joining us today, and can't wait to see you on the court coming up soon.
For sure. Thank you so much. Go Wildcats.